Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of FUD coming up in the group today, so I'm sure that everyone's secretly asking the same questions, but behind the scenes, or waiting for somebody to ask the question so that you guys can hear it. So I'll answer the question that everybody's secretly asking behind the scenes, and I'll address the value of the token today. So, I mean, crypto's been here a long time. There's a few other people that are in the chat that have been with these projects for a long time, and they will all tell you the same thing. If you guys stop looking at the market cap of this token and stop looking at the value of the tokens you're holding, you will have a much better time here on Thunder BNB. For those of us that held since pre-sale, we're coming up on already having received our initial stakings in passives. So to be in a position where you've already received your money back, so that anything that you receive, like if you, let's say that you make back your initial staking and then you sell immediately and you sold it for what you bought it for, you're already 2x. Congratulations, you got out of the system, you're 2x, you're doing great. But at that point, you have to make an active decision. Do I sell at that moment, or do I hold? Because at that time, you're already up. So if you held for another period, let's say it's another 2 weeks, 2 months, and you gained your initial stake again, you're now 2x up and still holding a token which has value. So if you sell at that point, you're 3x up. You start to do this maths and you realize that if you hold long enough, even without any increase in the value of the token, even just talking about the tokenomics that I'm discussing with you, you can 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x. It's linear. You're not going to get 100x overnight, but you get linear 2, 3, 4, 5, 6x over periods. The periods I can't guarantee. The periods depend on volume, they depend on transactions, they depend on the market cap of the token, all of those things. But you know that Thoreum is not abandoning any of these tokens. They're building up an ecosystem with these tokens as important facets inside of that inside of that ecosystem. So this project will be around for 5 years. I guarantee you that, because I've seen the roadmap for Thorium, and all of these projects are part of it for the next 5 years. So there's no way that they're going to abandon any of these tokens. So that's addressed that point of view. Secondly, let's have a look at the value of the token and the market cap, and let's put that back into the conversation. Thunder BNB and ThunderCake is trending exactly the same as Thorium trended. When we launched it, super excitement, price went swinging all over the place, great reflections for everybody, and then it crashed out. I think we launched at 1 cent, or I think there was a pre-sale too at 1.3 cents, something like that. We saw 0.3 cents, and at that point we had had every paper-handed person sell out. Like every person that thought they were going to make profits, every person that was just here for the short haul. And at that point, what you had was this community of people that actually believed in the project, actually believed in the idea of Thorium at that point, which wasn't with an ITO. It was just, we believe in this developer, we believe in this project. We're just going to hold and receive our passive reflections. And look at that token now. Every day, all-time highs, like every day trending upwards. Even with BNB price dropping off, they saw a little bit of a dropout. You've got to remember, BNB is what, a week old? We haven't yet seen the community that's going to get built here. We haven't seen the advertising kick in. We haven't even seen CoinMarketCap listing yet. Like, and for those that I do apologize, let me just jump back a second. For those that didn't get in pre-sale, don't worry. Even if you bought at an all-time high, don't worry. You're just a little bit further along, further back on the track from us. You guys did. You're not on a different track. You're not on a, you're not on a slow train. You're just a little bit further back on the track. So it's gonna, when I talk about these periods that it takes to 2x and 3x and 4x, you're just a little bit further behind those people. And one thing that you can do to catch up on us is dollar cost average in. So as the price drops down, you can actually repurchase, and the average cost of the token that you're holding actually decreases, strangely enough. So you actually catch up on the people that bought in at the pre-sale price. Now, I can't guarantee you that this is the bottom point. I mean, I'm looking at the charts, and I think there's a strong indication that sorry, let me just open up the Thunder BNB chart. There's a strong indication that 1718 192 is our first resistance point. I mean, even looking at it, we were slowly picking up from 18, and then it looks like one or two paper-handed people crashed out, and it's shot and it's pushed the price back down. But all this time, I'm just seeing reflections, and I'm thinking, great, that's one or two or three more like diamond-handed people that have gone in, and one or two people that were always going to sell because they never believed in the project crashing out of it. So I'm super happy for the chart. The market cap decreasing and the price and the value of the token decreasing is not great. Like, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'd love to see it trending upwards. At the same time, we have to flush out these paper hands out of the system. It's much better to get them out now, I promise you. You look at the Thoreum chart, and we had one that stuck through the initial what's it called, hard times, and he held and held and held and held, and he got to 1.8 cents, and then he crashed out, and he took us all the way down from 1.8 to 1.2 in one big sell, or a couple of big sells, and it took us a long time to recover from that. So you don't, I mean, we did recover. We've way surpassed it. So I'm sure he's looking back and regretting that decision. But what I'm telling you guys is it's much better to let these people that don't believe in these projects, doesn't believe in Thoreum, doesn't believe in the ecosystem that we're building, let them get out now. Enjoy the passive reflections from them getting out. You guys are going to be fine. If you are here to swing trade, great. I'm super happy to have you on board, because every time you buy and sell, that is going to be reflections for us that are here for the long-term holder. So I don't want to stifle you guys. Please engage with our project. But for those of you that are biting your nails or pulling out your hair, shut it down. Close down your what's it called, your PooCoin chart, or however you're watching the token, and instead open up your dashboard and just watch your reflections roll in. Because you extrapolate that out. Like, even if the price drops down from here, that is going to stimulate people to jump back on board. That is going to stimulate people to get excited about the project. What does that mean? Reflections. That's going to push the price up. What happens when the price goes up? People drop out of the project. What does that mean? Reflections. It's win, 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 win. The only people that lose are the ones that buy high and sell low because they're worried that the project is going to drop off. There are other tokens in the market that have gone to zero. I will elaborate on this, and they've just died a death because of lack of transactions. But what those don't have is they don't have Thoreum behind them. They're not part of a network. They're just a token that launched. Maybe they had very good tokenomics. Maybe they had a good development team behind them, but they are a single entity by themselves. And that's the difference with these projects, is that we have Thoreum behind us, and Thoreum is not going to allow these to crash out. They are building a network. They're building an ecosystem. They want legitimacy. They want to prove to the world that they can do that nothing is going to fail on their system. They are not going to let these projects fail. You can see the power of that Thunder account. You can see the amount of liquidity they've got built up. They're not going to have a black mark against them. They've never had a black mark against them that they've allowed to stand for any length of time. So they're not going to have one here. They're going to make it work. But I've spoken to them, and they're telling me exactly, there is no point in us pumping up this coin at this moment, because the only people that are going to profit from it are the short-term holders. And they've made it categorically clear that they are not here for short-term holders. They are here for the long-term holders. They're super happy to see the short-term holders. Please come in, play with our token. If you think you can make a profit on it, great. If you think you can buy and sell and trade and make a profit, super excited for you. well done, you beat the system. But that's not what the token is built for. It's not what the tokenomics are built for. It's not what the platform is built for. And it's very, very clear from Thoreum's what's it called, manifesto, or whatever word you want to call it, that they are here for the long-term holders. Hey, Axel. Hey, Viptos. I think you guys are new. If you just jumped in, feel free to unmute yourself and shout out. I will quite happily ramble on for the full hour. But if you guys have legitimate questions and you want to put them forward, I will listen. And if you don't have a working microphone, you can always jump into my DMs. Yando's got a question here. Hi, any specific reason for the recent crash and coin market cap update? I don't actually have an update on the coin market cap listing. I'm super excited for it to come through, obviously. Again, I know that you're listening, Yando, and that you just listened through that whole diatribe, but I'll say it again, is that even a coin market cap listing today, it's going to draw people in. Great, that's going to give us reflections. Whether that's today, tomorrow, a week from now, it's not going to be a month from now, but let's say a month from now, 2 months from now. Like it's just going to stimulate transactions, and it's going to be up to us as a community to then convert those people into long-term holders. So I know that I've just had a long diatribe about it, but I'll just state it again. No other DMs. So let me go on to my next point while maybe some people are writing other questions that we can talk about. The second thing I wanted to really speak about is community. Which is really, really important. And there's certain people that are bubbling up to the surface over here on Thunder BNB that are becoming staple members of the community and people that we can rely on. And they're squashing FUD. They're becoming really au fait with the tokenomics and how things work, and starting to try and convert users from short-term holders into long-term holders. And I really appreciate and just wanted to take a second to shout those people out, because they're doing the good work. Like, that is the best job that you guys can do at the moment. Hassling us for advertising or hassling us for coin market cap is great. We're super happy to have it. And if you guys come forward with legitimate like plans, if you want competitions, you want voice chat open 24 hours a day, we'll listen to you guys. Whatever you guys want. You've seen the advertising budget for this project. They'll do it. But if we have an active community that is all with a single goal in mind, somebody landing on this platform is gonna see that, and that's gonna build more confidence, and it's gonna build what's it called? It's going to cement the ideology that I'm trying to put forward. But if they land here and it's markets down, what's this crash? Why no advertising? Why no mods? Why are they launching a new coin? All of that is just driving people away, and that's fine. It doesn't matter, because the price will get to a low point, and we'll have kicked out all those paper hands, and then we'll start the advertising like in turbo mode, or the next stage of the Thoreum plan will come into place, and it'll start to trend upwards. But right now, if you guys want to get involved, that is legitimately the best thing that you can do, is help clear up the chat and get people excited, and get people away from watching the market cap, get people watching their reflections. Do honestly jump across to the ThunderCake guys. They're really starting to come in line. They're a couple of weeks older than you guys, so I appreciate that as well. But they're now sharing their screenshots of their what's it called, dashboards, and showing people, look, I've already received my entire staking in reflections, and it's in reflections in a great token. Cake is great. Cake is actually increasing in value as we're speaking, and they're receiving reflections in Thoreum. And guess what? Thoreum is increasing in value as we're speaking. Like, that is far more important to push right now. Anyone that's looking at the market cap, anyone that's looking at the value of the tokens, is just here for the short term. And I understand that. I did that myself. I chased those 100x, those 1000x coins. I got in on a couple. That's how I made my initial money. Like, it was super exciting, but damn, is it stressful. And for every project that you get that 100x on, there's 100 that you lose everything on. It's either rugged or hacked or a honeypot or the you can't claim your tokens or God knows what else, So really, it's a mental shift, and it's a hard one. It really is a hard one, because that's kind of the meme at the moment, is that what's going to be the next Bitcoin? What's going to be the next thing that's gonna 100x? The tokenomics here, there's every potential for this to 100x overnight. I'm never gonna say I don't want that, but I think really that these coins that are coming in now, they're more solid than that. They're more stoic. They're more like what banks should provide. Somewhere you can deposit your coins and just gain interest. Good interest. I mean, the numbers here, if you actually break them down, are still staggeringly high. If we end up at 1% a day in reflections, that's 365% APR. Find me a bank that's going to provide that. You won't be able to do it. Even if we end up at 0.5% a day, 185% APR, no bank gives out that. So, and again, what I think way before we hit those kind of numbers, what you're going to find is that the price will start to oscillate. We'll hit a point. I don't know where it's going to be. Maybe pre-sale price. Maybe we're at it now, and that's going to get people excited to jump on this, and they'll start to see it go up. That's going to set a bunch of people off. That'll set a bunch of sales off, and it's gonna mean great passive reflections for us guys. The only way that we can lose out is two things: either the price goes stagnant and there's no buys and sells. I can't see that happening because of Thoreum and because of the network that we're on. There's always every new project. I've seen people come across to Thunder BNB that came into Thunder ADA, and they've gone, well, I'm receiving passive reflections of Thoreum. What's Thoreum about? I'm gonna go to their network. I'm gonna see what's going on, and I'm gonna see the other projects that they're talking about. So I've seen people buy Thunder BNB from Thunder ADA, and that's one section of the market. That's people that are looking for passives. When we launch our NFT platform, when we launch our gaming platform, when we launch our hyperinflationary token, that is going to draw whole new sections of the market to Thoreum. And those people, for sure, they're going to get reflections or APR or NFTs or something like that in Thoreum, and that's them across to the platform where they're gonna want to come and check out all the other products that we have. And if they hop across the network and check out the different Telegram groups, you want to make sure that Thunder BNB is looking great. It's an engaging community like ThunderCake. It's stoic and knows its tokenomics and its long-term goal like the Thoreum guys do. And it's still young, it's still new, it's still a great price point, a great point for entry. You guys are set. You guys are good. You guys have got a great product here, and you guys that are already in, you're already receiving passives. You've already paid your tax to get in. Get excited about it. I'm excited. I haven't sold a single BNB since Thunder BNB since pre-sale, and I have no intention of doing so. In fact, I've got some wrapped BNB that I meant to get in pre-sale, but because of the over prescribing, I wasn't able to, and I tried to buy immediately after launch, but the price just rocketed up, and everybody that was here live heard me. Like, my transactions just kept failing. So but I hope to get back in more, to be honest with you. Why wouldn't you? Because whether it takes a day, a week, a month, you're going to get your initial investment back in passives, and that's super exciting for me. Hey Roberto, hey Potent Pops, hey Mark, hey Lance, hey Janos maybe, hey Usman, hey Axel. Hope everybody's enjoying the chat. I will happily ramble on here for the next hour, guys, but feel free to unmute yourself if you have questions or DM me. I'm not getting any DMs, so I'm hoping that everything that I'm putting out, everybody's picking up on, and I will slowly convert each one of you one by one to this way of thinking. I got no problem. I'll come here every day and do it. Just 1 second. Guys, sorry about that. So yeah, I mean, if we open the charts at Thunder BNB and let's just have a look, see, I mean, the volume of the transactions is still good. I mean, yeah, a lot of them are sales, but I'm still seeing amounts coming in and amounts going out. You're never going to get that. I mean, not never. There's, if you look at Thorium, the daily trading over there is similar to the first few days, but it's going to take time to get back to that. But we have to be realistic about the amounts of trading, and obviously with ADA dropping, there's excitement about that. But let's look a year from now. Let's say that by then there's 10 tokens. There's Thunder BNB, ThunderCake, Thunder ETH, Thunder ADA. Then maybe there's a Thunder ETH, a Thunder Bitcoin. I don't know. What else are you guys excited by? Thunder Doge, Thunder whatever. And then you got that staple. That's like a little stable of horses, which is just getting you passive income every day in tokens that are great and are trending upwards in the market. You always need BNB, you always need Cake, you always need ADA, you always want more ETH, you always want more Bitcoin, and and then Thorium is going to be we'll move away from this kind of project, and it will start to look at these other ones that I'm talking about, NFTs and gaming ones and other exciting applications. And you've just constantly got in your back pocket this little wallet that's just churning out reflections in passives, and you made back your initial stake, years ago, and okay, it's a little slow. It's probably not gonna 100x anytime soon, but what are the passives you're getting? You're getting passives in Thorium and BNB, and BNB is trending upwards. It's always doing well, and Thorium is absolutely rocketing up. And the use cases for Thorium just get higher and higher, and all of this is taking is leaving out the fact that there is a potential to build on Thunder BNB. There, you're going to see when the burn starts to come through from ADA and how that affects Thorium. Every transaction over there has tax built into it, which helps us with our burn over here. Now, somebody was online earlier and they were saying burns don't work. They don't increase the value of the token, and it's just not true. Like, simple maths. If there's 100 tokens and each one of them is worth $1, and you burn 50 of the tokens, those 50 tokens are still worth $100. Each token is worth double. The thing is we're talking very small percentages. We're talking 1%, 2% like this, and that can very easily be offset by a couple of sales. So, but what's exciting is when you start multiplying those burns up, like over on Thorium. They've got a burn from Cake, they've got a burn from BNB, they've got a burn from ADA, they've got a burn from different options. And all of these are going to continue to supercharge the burn over here. And yes, it might not mean that your price immediately jumps up by 1% or 2% because there's going to be a couple of sales. But reflections wise, that burn and those sales give you guys reflections. And if any of those projects, if ADA moons and it goes absolutely nuts, the tax from it is going to absolutely pull us up, which then pulls Cake up, which then pulls Thorium up. So the idea of this new token is going to crash, is what's crashing the Thunder BNB is ludicrous. The number of other projects which are launching today, I'm sure, that are offering very, very similar tokenomics to us and very, very similar packages to us. I'm sure there's a dozen that if you search, you can get reflections of ADA. I'm sure. So if we're not doing it and someone else is doing it, why would us launching it affect it, but not somebody else launching it? And the only legitimate answer to that is because Thorium is launching it, and you've got to listen to yourself. You believe in Thorium, you believe in the package enough to think that we can crash our own tokens, but then you don't believe in the long-term plan and the long-term roadmap of the developers, like pick your poison, pick your pick your the mindset, because you can't have one and not the other. You either believe in the project or you don't. Like then I've told you guys time and time again, they are not going to launch something that directly competes with another project. They're not going to launch something that they don't think you guys are going to be excited about and get you guys participating in. They're going to double down on these things. So of course, if ThunderCake has done well, and ThunderCake didn't even fill its quota for the launch. Thunder BNB did. It went massive, and that was because of the excitement around ThunderCake. And Thunder ADA, I'm sure it's already overprescribed. Let me just jump on it. Yep, already overprescribed. And that's because people are excited. People want to get in on these projects. So don't take any of this as negativity. It's all good. It's all love. I've been saying it since the start. Hey Ahmed. Hey Roberto. Hey Stone Knee. Hey Lazul. Feel free to unmute yourself, guys, if you have questions. I'm just rabbiting on here. Or you guys can DM me directly if you have questions. No problems. I'll read them out verbatim here. I'm not seeing any. I hope everyone can hear me. I'm not just shouting out into the void.
Yeah, it's great to hear
hey,
from you.
Stoney.
Hey, so
well, I'm always here.
yeah, I just wanted to start by saying I appreciate your words. I wish I had jumped in 15 minutes earlier. But I was curious to ask, and I think it was kind of the point that I was hearing you talk about right when I joined in. What kind of future use cases are they looking to build upon? I see, this is like the third ITO, and it's following a trend. Can we expect that there's going to be a handful of these, and this is kind of the path they're going, or will there be another use case that puts these tokens to use?
Hey Stone, thanks for the question. I did answer it, but there's a whole bunch of new people in here, and literally it's the only question on your guys' minds. So I'm happy to keep repeating myself for the people that just jumped in, because let's look at it from the other point just before I answer your question. The fact that this is what you guys are worried about is so freeing to me. It's such a breath of fresh air, because that means that the contracts are good. The rate at which you guys are receiving your rewards is good. No one's having trouble. No one's being rugged. No one's having technical issues. So the package that we're putting forward is sound, which by itself is so freeing, right? Like the number of projects that I've been in the past where you can't get the devs, you can't get to somebody on voice, you can't get to the moderators, like it just seems to be dropping off, and everyone's getting disinterested with it. So like let's take a second and just be thankful that this is the problem that we're having. So secondly, firstly, what your exact question was, I can't tell you specifically what okay, sorry, let me break it down into two parts. Firstly, the use case for Thunder BNB is very clear. It's written in, it's like as bold as can be. It's right there, line one of the token. Hold Thunder BNB, receive reflections in both BNB and Thoreum at a rate of 80/20. So like there are a number of tokens out there where you don't get reflections. There's no guarantee that you're going to get anything. You're literally just gambling. You're just putting something down and hoping it's gonna 2x or 3x in the future. And you can do your research, and you can find projects that excite you and all of these kinds of things. But realistically, that's the end result. So firstly, our use case is very clear. Secondly, in the future, as I was saying earlier to those guys that were logged on, Thunder BNB, ThunderCake, Thunder ADA, they are part of the Thoreum network. Thoreum is not going to allow these projects to fail. They're not going to have a black mark against their name. They have met it. So once you realize that it's on Thoreum, it's on the Thoreum network, it's part of their ecosystem, you can then think, well, what's the use case for Thoreum? And you can see that their manifesto is very clear also. They are here for the long-term holder. They do not care about the short-term swing traders. They're not here for them. So when you start to think, okay, so this is a great way for me to get Thorium and BNB, and I know that the projects are being launched with the idea of long-term holding as the overarching game plan. What can I then take away from that? Well, here's what you can take away. If you hold this token long enough, and it depends when you bought in and what price you bought in, but if you can hold on to it long enough, you will actually get to a point where you've made back your initial investment in passive reflections. At that point, you're already in profit. If the token price hasn't changed from the day that you bought to the day that you sold, you're going to be up 2x at that point, and you can make a decision at that moment if you're happy with 2x and you sell, or you go, oh, that's interesting. Okay, that 2x'd over a period, say 2 weeks or 2 months or whatever. Am I now going to sell, or do I hold again and review it after the next period where again you've still got the value of the tokens, and you sell at that point and you're 3x, or do you hold again? And so this token has a potential to 100x at any time. Like there's always that potential, but realistically what it's going to do is when you calculate the value of the token you're holding and the reflections that you've got, it's going to naturally 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x over time. That's how I see it. Now, when you think about that as a use case long term, I'm super excited to look back on this a year from now, and I'm holding a nice bag of Thunder BNB, ThunderCake, Thunder ADA, let's say Thunder ETH, Thunder BTC, Thunder. I can't think of any more tokens that I'm super excited about, to be honest with you. But if I had access to those 5 or 6 tokens in my back pocket, and that was just an amount that has already paid for itself once or twice over, and it's just constantly generating a bit of BNB, a bit of Cake, a bit of Thorium, a bit of ETH, a bit of BTC. Like that for me is super exciting, and that allows me then to use the rest of my investment to play around in the market. But I know I've got a store of value sitting to one side. Thirdly, this project is on Thoreum. You know that Thoreum has a long-term plan for all of these projects. They're not going to let any of these sit, get stagnant, die off, and then just not going to allow it. They have so much power. They have so much liquidity, and that Thunder account over there is so powerful. They have the ability to stimulate any of these tokens directly or indirectly. So long term, they know what they're doing. They know that they're not going to have an issue with these things. They can open up a hot pool that will drive people to the token. They can chuck some tokenomic. Let's say they launch a token tomorrow, Thundercloud. Hold Thundercloud, receive passive reflections in Thunder BNB, ThunderCake, and Thunder ADA, and Thorium. Then you hold one token and you get passive reflections in 3 other tokens that then give you passive reflections in Cake, Thorium, BNB, ADA. They're not slowing down. They're not stopping. You as I was saying before, it's a mindset shift that's required. And hey, baby Tiki, you got a question, or are you just do you want to mute yourself, mate? Oh. 3, 2, 1. So, I think he muted himself. Yes, thanks, mate. If you got a question, unmute yourself and I'll shout it out. Who was it that asked this question that I've been rambling on about? I do apologize, whoever it was. I might have gone. No worries, Stone.
Yeah.
No worries, bud. So the for those that are here swing trading, great. I'm super glad you're here. You're the ones that are paying us our passive reflections with your buys and sells. I'm super happy to have you guys here. But for the 18 people listening, and for every person that I speak to individually as a friend, what I'm telling them to do: stop looking at the market cap, stop looking at the value of tokens, just close that all down. You're never selling, so those things don't matter to you. What you want to look at is what you're receiving in passive reflections, and start to really appreciate that over anything else. I'm sure that was a very long answer to a very small question, but it's important to keep reiterating it because it's literally the only question that I'm hearing across the whole network today.
Yeah. So Yeah, that was a long answer, so I'm
I
trying to pick my.
apologize.
I yeah, I'm a big holder for I mean, really like Thorium, Thunder BNB, ThunderCake. Yeah, I got on pre-sale for
Mm,
every token in the ecosystem. So I
nice.
believe in the, as you described, the shift in the mindset. You know, it's kind of changing
Mm,
the perception on DeFi within Binance Smart Chain as far as I'm concerned, because I've been playing with DeFi projects
mm,
for
mm,
8 months now, and Thorium is one of those that came up like, oh, it's another yield farming. At least they're mining, they're not minting, but like I still got into
mm,
it, and I've been blown away because you look at their chart, you really zoom out and see the whole life of it. For the last three
mm,
months, it's been a steady climb. So, as an investor, I
mm,
totally believe in the ecosystem. The only thing that I was really trying to address with my question, Jay, was just simply the
mm,
volume, right? Like you pointed out, there's a lot
mm,
of similar projects that are doing reflections and whatnot. And if everybody's doing
mm,
this, what are we doing to
mm.
stand out and make sure that that
Yeah.
future volume and the interest is sustained? Because Thorium is truly banking
Mm,
on kind of, I wouldn't say like a pyramid, but it kind of is like a pyramid where thorium's at the base and it's getting fat. I love that.
mm.
But these new investments are where I'm heavier. So I just want to see, you
Mm,
know, is that volume going to be
yeah.
sustained? Is that interest going to continue?
Yeah. No, and I really appreciate that question, and I think you've hit on one of the points that I haven't spoken to, which is volume. Um, volume is obviously the lifeblood of all three of these tokens, and obviously, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Thunder ADA is going to be nicking some of your short term volume for sure. Just as you guys at Thunder BNB nicked some of the short term volume over on ThunderCake. There's
For
no
sure.
way to get around that. For sure, that's part of what's happened. What we will hit a point though where they stop releasing these tokens. Like so, let's just put a pin in that. We know that short term, yes, that is going to happen. Let's say that they release another token next week, another token next week, and then you've got five or six that are that are being banded around that we think that are going to be the next ones, and then they put a hold on any more passive reflection tokens, and they move to NFTs, they move to gaming, they move to massive inflationary coins like the one you were talking about, where they're constantly minting new tokens, because some people are excited by those things. So why wouldn't we do that? All of that. Once we do that, any new person then to the system is going to jump across to these projects and go, oh, what am I excited by? Am I excited by Cake? Am I excited by BNB? Am I excited by ADA? And they're going to start, rather than just picking what's new and hot and what just dropped and these 100x ideas, and start to think long term, which of these projects am I getting reflections in that I give a damn about. That's when I think we're going to start to see the volume increase. And don't get me wrong, like the advertising, what's it called, uh, scope, and the things that are in the pipeline for advertising for these projects are huge as well. Thorin will not let these fail. They will not have a black marker against them. They will do what's required to get people in and get excited. But you've been in Thorium for a long time. You know that it's also important to build up the community, build up the relationship with the users, flush out these paper-handed people, and then start to build from there, because nothing attracts a crowd like a crowd, right? I mean, I'm already seeing over on ThunderCake a slight trend upwards, so I'm wondering if that is now, they've now reached their bottom point, and now you're starting to see the people that actually care buying and actually start to see the trend upwards, because they're now at the 3 week mark, 4 week mark. You look at Thorium, as you were saying, and you scroll back, they were below pre-sale price for, my God, when did we break pre-sale price? Like 2 months in? No, sorry, I scrolled too far. 6 weeks in. We didn't break pre-sale price for 6 weeks. So both of these projects are already above pre-sale price, so they're already doing better than Thorium did. You extrapolate these two out for 2 months or whatever Thoreum has been has been going. I'm not going to lie to you guys. You know, Thoreum's reflections of giving their users Thoreum does continue to stimulate the internal tokenomics of that project, whereas we're constantly bleeding out some of our market cap in because we're giving you guys reflections in non-native tokens. So I don't foresee the graph being as aggressive upwards. But again, instead of just gaining value in the token that you're holding, you're gaining tokens in other values. So yes, of course, at the moment, everyone's jumping from ThunderCake to Thunder BNB to Thunder ADA. Like, it's the hot new thing, of course. But stop looking at these things six days. I mean, what's Thunder BNB up for? Like a week now. Like, let's imagine a month from now. Let's imagine 2 months from now, when Thoreum launches, something that is gonna. Let's imagine they launch a gaming site where they give crazy odds, no tax. Like, you get 100% of the odds on a token, and to get in on that that roulette wheel or whatever, you can only get in with Thunder BNB. Like, what will that do for that? If that's the hot pool, if that's the one that gives the best APR, people are gonna jump in. They're gonna buy their Thunder BNB, and when they take it over there and they sell it and they use it up, it's gonna provide us burn over here. So yeah, it's very, very short term minded to be thinking. And I'm not saying anything about you, Stoney. I know that half of these answers you already know the answers to, because you've been here listening to me. But you're just asking to stimulate the conversation, which I appreciate. But yeah, I see strong use. I don't have anything like concrete to tell you guys, like, oh, there'll be a Thunder Boost pool for Thunder BNB. I can't guarantee you that. But looking at the history and the fact that pretty much a week after ThunderCake launch, there was a Thunder BNB hot pool. Chances are there's going to be a Thunder BNB hot pool, and chances are there's going to be a Thunder ADA hot pool over on Thoreum. And both of those stimulated people to get in on those projects as well. So I think I've answered that one and rambled on top of it as well.
You might feel like you're rambling, brother, but honestly, the details, it makes you appear more humble and more transparent. So that's awesome. And like you kind of hit the nail right on the head. I have been around, and I've been around a long time in DeFi too. I would totally expect, and I use that word strongly, expect, with the success and the community that I see developed behind Thoreum, they would not let any of these projects fail. They would come up with something innovative to pump all of these projects. I shouldn't say pump them, but a healthier word would be to create the incentive to hold and buy these projects, right? I truly see it as a store of value, and it's something that I plan on holding on to for years, because I know that eventually that'll be the retirement maker. I would be really, really stoked to see if Thorium, as the project backing all of these, came out with some kind of PSA where they're kind of defining the vision that they're trying to build, and maybe not give away too many details, but as a banner that is seen on the website and people can understand what the goal is, and then the smart investors like us will recognize, oh, they're putting together 7 projects that are all going to work hand in hand like this, and then they're going to have something else that, maybe a gamification system, maybe they do like a lottery, and there's a big page with all 7 projects that you can put down your tokens and buy into 7 different lotteries. They could do a lot of different things that put these things to use. So, but I really ask these questions honestly, Jay, because I see that's the biggest concern for everybody else that's chiming in. So if that's addressed,
you're
investors
right.
can
You're
be the
100% right.
long term.
So the other thing I'll just touch on. I mean, we're here on Thunder BNB today, but realistically, as part of a network, part of an ecosystem, we can jump around and talk about all the other aspects. Thorium itself, excuse me, is this ecosystem they're building up. It's not a how can I put this in the right way? They are very particular about the projects that they launch, but those particulars do not guarantee success. So they are vetting these tokens. They're making sure that that the code is strong, that the developers behind them are legitimate, and that they they have all the docs for them, and they will make sure that the projects are exciting for you guys, and they bring something new to the table that excites you guys. But those are the requirements that they have. So I don't think at the moment that they could come to you and say that there are 7, because I know of 30 that are vying to be the next project that
30.
gets launched on our platform. 30 that I know
Oh
about
my
as a voice chat moderator. Like, no, but this is what I'm saying. The problem is at the moment is that each person is seeing the next ITO as being, oh, this is the next Thoreum, this is the next Thoreum, this is the next, and it's not like that. I'm hoping that people will start to think, okay, do I jump in on this not because it's going to 2x or 3x, but it's because I'm excited about the outcome from it. I want to receive passives in BNB. I want to receive passives in Cake. I want to get NFTs. I'm not just jumping on this because I know it's going to 2x or 3x because it's fair launched on the Thorium website, and I've got a fair share and it's not going to get rugged and all these kinds of things. Don't get me wrong, those that are like cult members and just jump into everything, super excited for those guys as well, but their bags are going to get drained really, really quickly with how many projects are in the pipeline. As soon as ThunderCake launched, and people saw how fair it was and how transparent we were and how much access we gave, and then, the launch of Thunder BNB just cemented it. The tokens just lining up, and we were in negotiations with ThunderCake for over a month before they were allowed to launch on our platform, because we wanted to make sure that they were legitimate. So I'm super excited for the next projects, but personally, I don't know anything about NFTs. I'll do all the research, and if it's something that I can get into, I'll get in on it. But for me, passives is great. That's I'm getting to a point in my life where passives are more exciting. So what I'm saying is, I don't know if they're going to be able to tell you that there's 7 in the pipeline, and this and this and this and this, because you might see the project speeding up, and I don't think that should be something that's seen as a negative. These aren't here to undermine each other; they're here to bump each other up. People shouldn't be jumping out of Thunder BNB to jump into Thunder ADA. I'm super happy for them to do it because it helps us with our burn over here, and without being too mean, it means that they were never really that pumped about Thunder BNB. They were just in it because it was going to 2x or 3x. So it sounds
Bro,
harsh, but if they
if
want
I
to
can
get out,
interrupt,
it's a good option for them to get out. Sure.
if I can interrupt, that's the mindset shift that you're talking about before. It's changing that
Yeah.
perception that, like you described, a new investor sees Thunder ADA or Thunder ETH and thinks I need to sell whatever I had for this new one. It's the wrong attack. And maybe
Yes.
I'm wrong, but
Yes.
personally, I think the best opportunity, because I aped in on Thorium and I aped in on Thunder Cake. Each time I'm just using the tokens from the Thorium
Mm.
ecosystem for the pre-sale. And I kind of disregard what the current price is because I know I'm not going to sell all of it and
Yes.
I'll get, however much back. But it's that easy opportunity to get in at pre-sale price, tax-free on the next project and then the next
Mm.
project. And then when I have a
Mm.
little free BNB from either rewards or my own, capital coming in, then I just add to whichever
Mm.
one's lowest. And I really am excited about that. So, I mean, if there's
Mm.
5, if there's 20 of them, I would play the same strategy, right? every token that
Yeah.
I can use for
Yeah.
pre-sale, just add it up and add it up. Because like you
Yeah.
described, they're all going to be benefiting each other, and that's that's what's got
Exactly.
me so convinced. Like I'm going to be talking to my parents
Yeah.
this weekend that they need to
And
get another $1,000 invested into the account I manage for them.
and you've hit the nail on the head. Like, there's always going to be people it's kind of the problem with the DeFi space, is that everybody's looking for the next 100x, the next 1000x, but they forget that for every person that gets in on 100x, sells out, that means there's 99 people that lost out. You look at SafeMoon and all those guys that got in at the all-time high. What are they gaining reflections in? SafeMoon, and the SafeMoon they're gaining reflections in aren't worth anything, like, compared to what they paid for it. I
Right.
mean, Thoreum has
Yeah.
a mindset. The big thing is that it has a further use case other than just receiving Thoreum. Whereas here, all you have to do is hold. Okay, let's say that the price absolutely crashes out and we really struggle and the devs walk away, and you bought at the all-time high. Like, all these things that are, like, for them to all line up, it's like a it's like an impossibility. You will still get your initial investment back. It will take maybe 2 years, but which investment outside of DeFi is offering you that, like, a guaranteed return on your investment over a long enough period of time, as long as you're willing to hold? You can't get that anywhere. It doesn't happen.
That's
So,
true.
but for those of us that got in pre-sale on ThunderCake, we're already up. We're already at 1x, and if you hold for the next period, you're going to be at 2x, and it will be the same here on Thunder BNB. You guys are a week behind over here, but it'll happen. And again, as you were saying earlier, look at Thorium. You scroll out, and it went through the same turmoil the first period, because everyone thought it was going to 100x, um, and that's what they were keen on. But all of us that just bought and held, we just sat there going, thank you for jumping in and aping in, and because
Hmm.
that's a bunch of reflections. Oh, you sold out because you didn't actually believe in it. That's great. That's a bunch of reflections. My only worry about any of these projects, and this is legitimately me talking to you guys truthfully, is that I think that the tax over here on Thunder BNB might be affecting people's want to try and day trade this token, which might be why we're not seeing so much up and down as we saw on Cake. I might be 100% wrong. It might just be because we're starting to garner more people that are here for the long term, and we just might be seeing people that are just refusing to sell, and the drop is just those people that were always going to sell out. It'll be interesting to see how ADA works, because the tokenomics there are I think they're more similar to Cake than BNB. So if that one goes all over the place, then that means that the BNB one might need to be addressed. But again, that's what's great. If we want to change the tax rates, it's built into the token. We can change them. we can make it 0% to buy and 50% to sell if we wanted. But if they do it, they'll do it the same way they did it over on Thorium. It'll be a vote, and it'll go out to you guys. And depending on the size of the bag that you're holding, you'll get a fair say in the vote that goes on. So again, like, what I was talking about earlier about community and everybody getting on the same page. I can see in the chat the people that are listening and helping out and trying to convert people into long-term holders. But, like, if people are going to do something, that's what I would say to put your efforts into, is make that landing platform a pleasant place. Make it somewhere where people that come into this token think, oh, this is great. Like, oh, someone's posted up a screenshot of their dashboard, and they've already received their initial investment back in just in reflections alone. Like, screw the market cap. This is a great price point to get in at. This is a great chance to what's it called, to get in on this project while everybody's hyped up on ADA. Like, because once ADA drops, I don't know. I like ADA, but like, the Cardano is a nice, but it's really hype at the moment, everybody needs BNB, right? We're on the Binance Smart Chain. You need BNB to do transactions, and being able to. I'm constantly selling my last BNB accidentally when I transfer into something, and then I'm like calling up my friends and being like, "Oh, can I get a lend of $50? I'll get it back to you in a couple of days' time." Wow, crypto, that is a nutty what's it called dashboard. He's already received nearly $2,500 worth of rewards in BNB and Thoreum from holding from pre-sale. So yeah, congratulations to him. He's definitely playing the game right. And for those of you guys getting in today, like you're just this is what I keep saying, is that we're all on the same train tracks. No one's like on a different set of tracks. No one's playing a different game. We're all playing the same game. You're just a little behind us. Like and don't believe me, jump in on ADA. I personally got higher hopes for Thunder BNB than I do for Thunder ADA, but it doesn't matter if Thunder ADA moons. The tax rate over there is going to destroy our burn supply. It's gonna send it absolutely diabolic. So yeah, just hold, convert. Please don't look at the market cap. Don't look at the value of the tokens. Just start looking at your reflections. You guys will be much happier. I've witted on well past the allocated time. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you. Just 1 second. Let's just check. For those of you that have just logged on, hey Mason, hey No One, hey RB. I'm actually going to grab this chat and just stick it straight onto YouTube without editing it, because I think we've hit on a lot of the points that that people are concerned about. And I'll get that link out to you guys tonight. If those of you that are in chat, grab a hold of that link and just shill the crap out of it, because I think we've really, between Crypto and myself and Stoney, I think we've hit a lot of the points, and I think they're important points that that those that are concerned about it really need to be aware of. But I am here for a minute, so feel free to unmute yourself if you have questions, or DM me. No one is asking, till you're free, may I know if you're the owner? I am a dev. Won't give any further info till I confirm. You're busy with voice chat. Till you're free, man. Hey, bud, I'm not the owner. I'm actually here from Thoreum on loan to the Thunder network for ThunderCake, Thunder BNB, and Thunder ADA. But I'm Thoreum in my blood. But any questions that you have, I can definitely help with. I assume if you're a developer yourself, you've probably got a coin that you want to get marketed. Go to Thoreum, and on the homepage, it's very clear how you can link up with us if you want to get a token launched. Our ITO platform is fair launch, and it's a great opportunity for you to get your token out. You don't have to spend as much on advertising, because we got a great community over here. And all you have to do is be legitimate, be clear about your docs, and help Thorium with its burn. That's all that's required. I'm not seeing any DMs, and I'm not seeing anybody unmute themselves, guys. So I am going to shut this down for this evening. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you guys as always, and I hope that we've hit on a lot of the concerns and the and hope we can continue to change the mindset. So for me tonight, Thunder BNB, hold Thunder BNB, receive passive reflections of Thorium and BNB. Oh, Taz, you just logged on, mate. We're just closing it down. I'm so sorry. I was just saying to the guys that I'm going to put this one straight up on. I'm just saying the same things, mate. You've been here, you know. I know that you missed my voice, but it's the same stuff, different day. I'm going to stick it straight up on YouTube, so you're welcome to have a listen. As I was saying, Thunder BNB, hold Thunder BNB, receive great passive reflections of Thorium and BNB. If you're loving Thorium because you're getting paid in it, you might as well jump over to the Thorium network, see what's going on over there. We've got pools, we've got vaults, we've got hot pools, loads of exciting stuff. Hold Thorium, receive passive reflections of Thorium. And if you're loving Thunder BNB, chances are you'll love ThunderCake. Hold ThunderCake, receive passive reflections of Cake and Thorium. And if you feel like you've missed the boat, you've missed that 2x, 3x, guess what? We got a new ITO launching, Thunder ADA. Cardona's an excellent platform, well, an excellent project, and it's absolutely mooning. So you can get great passive reflections in ADA and Thoreum over at Thunder ADA. Pre-sale is live. I think there's a few more hours. It'll be fair launch if you want to spend some time and get your wrapped BNB together. You've still got time to get across there and get in on another great fair launch pre-sale for on the Thoreum platform. Thank you guys very much for joining me for this evening. I am going to have to log off. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you guys. I will be here for the foreseeable future, but you can always DM me if you've got questions anytime. So until the next one, good night and stay frosty, everyone.